This is not. This is the funniest thing ever. I'm so sorry. And then I was like not interested because they were way too nonchalant for me. Like I need to know you are interested in me.
I feel like then I was able to connect to myself fully. And from that, I was able to connect to my creativity, especially as a female too. Like you can't easily get lost in the sauce.
Girl.
If you don't have like a grounding.
A grounding. What's up, guys? It's your girl Wintana, and we are back with another episode. I'm so excited to bring you guys this guest. This is someone that I've been talking to in the background for a while, and we've been talking about getting her on. Today, we have multi-talented Sydney-based artist Lihini Rose.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm well.
You look stunning.
So do you.
You came in, I said, I love the fit.
I just was trying to match you, you know?
Okay,
like match the
period.
vibe.
Yeah. How are you finding Melbourne?
It's so nice to be here. I love Melbourne. Like,
Okay, you do?
yeah, I love Melbourne. Like the food and everyone's like, I feel like everyone's nicer here. Definitely.
You know, see, a lot of Sydney's people, I feel like there's always like this unspoken beef between Sydney and Melbourne. Do you feel that?
There is.
Yeah.
For
so
sure.
do you feel like you resonate more with Sydney or Melbourne?
Well, I've been living in Sydney forever,
Yeah.
but
You
it's
just love the
like-
vibe of Melbourne.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, I feel like I almost like Melbourne a bit more. I don't know. Like the only like thing with Sydney is I love the amount of beaches and all that stuff, which I feel like there's maybe less of that here.
There's less of a beach culture in Melbourne. I just don't think we have nice beaches.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at that.
Right.
I'm not a beach type of girl.
I love the beach.
Yeah?
Like, yeah. So that's the only thing. But apart from that, like the city and everything, I feel like I love Melbourne, you know?
Yeah, I hear
Yeah.
it because I just feel like Melbourne feels like there's a lot more to do
Yeah.
in Melbourne for me anyway.
Yeah.
I think I need to go to Sydney and experience it. Like I need Sydney people to take me out in Sydney.
Yeah.
Because every time I go, I'm with like people from Melbourne
Yeah.
and I end up leaving and I'm just like, this city just gets worse and worse every time I get here. But
Why
then
is
I've
that?
spoken to people because I feel like I'm in the wrong spots. I'm not
right.
going to places where I feel like this is the Sydney I hear about.
Yeah.
Do you get
right.
me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. What to hear about Sydney?
Like it's lit. There's always things to do. It's
Melbourne's
like the New
more lit
York
than
of the
Sydney.
New York of Australia, and I'm like,
No.
are we in the same Sydney?
That's false. I think Melbourne's definitely the
You
New
guys
York.
heard it here first.
I think Melbourne's definitely
Yeah.
more like New York. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to get into your show, how last night went, and just all about your story and who you are as an artist and everything. But before we do that, we're gonna do a little icebreaker.
Okay.
I don't know if people can see, but we have cocktails in the studio today. So we're going to do something a little bit different and we're going to make some drinks. Okay, so what vibe are you feeling? We have some palm
vibe?
wine, which we're definitely going to be using.
Okay.
But then we've got a bit of Henny, we've got some tequila, we've got we're drinking during the day. I think what's the
Why
saying?
not? Huh?
What's the saying? It's 5
Day-
o'clock somewhere, or it's happy hour somewhere around
yeah.
the world.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we're doing.
Exactly. Why not? Start the day off with some alcohol. Yeah.
Love it.
Of course.
Okay. I heard that tequila goes really well with palm wine.
Okay. I have not tried
you
that.
down?
So yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay. Actually, while we do this, you can tell me a little bit about your show yesterday.
Okay. My show. It was really, I think it was really good.
Yeah.
Because everyone was super supportive and like they were a good audience, you know, like engaged and like vibing with me. The sound was not the best. I feel like I wasn't like as loud as I could have been, so I don't feel like the whole venue heard me properly.
But you're going to come back on the 27th,
Don't
right?
worry, we're gonna make sure those things are fixed because, like, honestly, even before, because that was my first live performance, and I feel like as a listener before that, I would always have like it would be my pet peeve of like sound not being
right? Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'd be like, oh, because I love the technical stuff of everything, so like. when I would be a listener listening to like an artist or whatever, I'd be like, why? Like, you know, because I can tell that they're not sounding as best as they can.
Yeah.
So like, but you know, it's not always your fault. It's like literally depends on the venue and all of that. So
Yeah.
it's like you can only do what you can do. But it's definitely, you know, I like things being the best that they can be.
Yeah, of course.
So
That's like podcasting. Like sometimes we'll have episodes. That's why I told you, like, make sure you speak into the mic.
Yeah,
we'll have
I hope,
episodes.
do you reckon
and
I'm being
this
heard
is
right? I hope so.
Yeah, you're being heard. Don't worry. This
Okay,
is good.
good,
But
good.
we'll have like episodes and I'm like, I can barely hear the guest or I can barely hear me or there's
Yeah.
something going on. Like sound is like a big part of
It's
all
so
of it, right?
important. Yeah, sound, lighting, so important.
I heard, yeah. So other than that though, I heard you did an app with Bartier. Shout out to them.
I know.
They've been doing some really cool stuff in Melbourne. If you guys haven't checked them out, you should. But how was that?
It was so good working with them. It's all females, and they're, you know, different ethnicities too, which was super nice. And yeah, like even the outfit that I wore, that was thanks to them. They hooked.
Oh, I love that they hooked up an outfit for you.
Yeah, with a dress hire place.
Where's that? How much of this should I put in there? Should we make a cocktail each? Like, do you want to make your cocktail?
Look, I can try. I never done
Yeah,
it before.
make your cocktail. I'll make one.
Okay, right
Literally,
now.
so I've never done.
do this?
I've never done this before,
Oh,
especially
okay.
on an episode. Like this is very. This is like a whole situation, but I love it. I'm gonna do a bit of this, and then I think we do a little bit of. It's actually very hard to multitask while on the mic and making a
I
cocktail. This is gonna go on my
know.
CV. This is next level. What do you mean? Okay. As you can see, guys, next up we have vanilla. I don't know. This is what the bartender told me to do.
This is complicated, man.
This is a lot of work. Okay, cool. So now
No, to be sitting down like this and doing
to be making. Yeah, there's ice in here. Okay, so now just like shake it. I'm scared. See, I knew that was gonna happen. This is not. This is the funniest thing ever. I'm so sorry. First of all, it's so cold. The fact that we're making cocktails on this episode is hilarious to me. This is so funny. Okay, okay, I gotta stop. Okay,
Is this for both of us or I gotta do this?
you gotta
too?
make one.
Oh wow.
The same thing. Oh my god, I feel like the most legit bartender right now. Like, this is some serious shit.
Wow, I wonder how it's gonna taste.
I thought it was gonna be like frothy. Okay, your turn.
I know.
I'm gonna wait for you to be done so we can cheers. What are we calling this cocktail? The Rosa 2.0?
Nah, this is gonna be like something like exotic. No, island vibes.
Yeah, bittersweet. I was thinking like a bitter rose.
Okay.
Or sweet, yeah, bittersweet something.
Bittersweet. I don't know. I'm not good at that stuff. What
You're the artist, you know.
I
You
know,
should.
but-
Then you flip that, yeah, and then you put a little bit, so it's not even like just like a little dash. I think we should call it bitter rose.
Okay.
All right, this is the bitter rose cocktail.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that. And then you're gonna put a bit of vanilla. Yeah, that's a lot.
Oopsies. It's okay.
That's a lot, but you know it'll just be extra
Sweet?
Sweet.
Why not? So that's the
Mine will be bitter and yours is sweet. Okay, and then you put in, and then you put in. I can't remember what was next. The alcohol. This is so funny for the people listening. I mean, you guys have probably picked up on the fact that we're making cocktails, but we're actually shaking them in the studio. It gets cold, right?
It's so cold, mate. What the heck?
I
Makes
actually
sense.
used to be, like, I'm not going to call myself a bartender, but I used to work at one of my hundreds of jobs was pancake parlor. You poured it right in without straightening it.
Oh!
You're so funny.
do it?
Yeah, maybe pour it back on top of the thing. All right. I think we successfully made cocktails. I think from now on, I'm going to get people to just make them for me because this is work.
Seriously.
Cheers.
Let's go.
Okay, let's do the test the moment.
It's very drinkable indeed.
Yeah. Nah, I don't want to spit it out. I like
wanna
it. It's
taste it
just like,
first?
yeah, actually I do because yours is sweeter. I taste the coconut in that. It's actually in the palm wine.
Yeah, they're both nice. Mine's sweeter.
Yeah. Hers is sweeter than mine.
I think I like hers better. I feel like mine's like thick for some
Yeah, yours
reason.
has got something in it, right? I'm like, what is that? But hey,
too
but
much
that
syrup.
palm wine is that what I'm tasting in the background of like? I need to smell this because I need to know if this is it. It reminds me of. No, it's the coconut. It's the coconut. That coconut is good. All right, Lihini,
Hi.
What's up,
again.
girl?
What's up?
talk to me. I want to know more about. I feel like you are. So you've come here. Like you're trying to introduce yourself more to the Melbourne scene. Tell us about how you got into music, where you started, your background as well.
My music, I was a dancer first, an Afrobeats dancer. Basically, it was just something that I think since I was like 15 or so, I just found Afrobeats and I like fell in love with it. It's like literally all I listened to for like 5 years.
Okay.
And then I was an Afrobeats dancer, and then I transitioned in like 2021 to sort of I just randomly started writing music. I didn't really know I could sing properly, so when I first started writing, it was more like raps and stuff.
What do you mean writing? Like literally
like,
just sitting there writing?
beats.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
crazy. I always say to because me and my friends always talk about, would you rather be a rapper or a singer? Because it's like, you know what I mean? I feel like rappers have that respect. Like I'm thinking the Nicki Minaj's. And also it's
Yeah.
like, how do you even come up with that?
Yeah.
So it's crazy that you sit there and you're literally just,
It was
where do you get that inspiration from?
God.
Really?
Yeah, like really, I don't know. I think to be honest, there was a period of my life where I was in like a relationship that was very like suppressing. So I couldn't like express my emotions properly.
Yeah.
And then I think it was sort of when I came out of it that I started putting my emotions into writing.
Yeah.
And I was like feeling them after a while of not doing that. So that was sort of how that was. And then I think over like the last 3 years, it's just finding the right people to work with when it comes to producing and writing. I feel like now I've definitely like got that, like got a good team. So yeah.
Were you born in Sydney?
No, I was born in Papua New Guinea.
So how long did you live in Papua New Guinea for before you moved to Sydney?
About like 5 to 6 years. So
Okay.
I started school here basically.
So you grew up, you grew up in Sydney.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I was gonna ask what it was like to even just like make your I guess grow in the space creatively in Sydney. Did you struggle, or do you feel like you always had that kind of connection with people where you had genuine connections with people in the space?
In the creative
Yeah.
space. I think it's more so of like a solo thing. Like I feel like only now I'm with the right creatives, because even when I first started, I wasn't with the right people, I don't think.
Yeah.
So it's something that was like within me more so. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, I didn't know that. For some reason, I thought you were like in Papua New Guinea for most of your life and then moved to Sydney.
Nah.
Okay, so most of your music like career really just like took off in Sydney.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say so for sure. Like I think for some years I've made connections with people like internationally. And I almost felt like they understood me or supported me a bit more than the people like around me. I think it's like that.
How did you grow an international audience?
From dancing, definitely.
Okay.
So when like artists from the UK or the States or wherever would come here, I would just be dancing for them. And as well as, they have like dance challenges and stuff like that. So I would be doing that in like 2018, 19. And that's sort of how I built that audience.
So do you feel like now you're almost kind of like rebranding yourself?
For sure.
Okay, I
For
hear.
sure.
Okay, that's making sense.
Yeah, it's been a process.
Yeah.
But now it's definitely like, yeah, this is rebranding.
This is
I feel like.
rebranding.
Yeah.
So when you say you grew up in Papua New Guinea, talk a bit about that, because like what was that experience like?
Yeah.
How much does that influence what you do now? Yeah.
It was obviously I was there personally from when I was younger. My family and my grandparents have been there since like the 70s. So they've like, my grandma was a teacher at a school there, which my mom went to. My granddad was like an author. And I still have family that live there now. So my aunt she has like a talk show there. It's sort of like
Oh, cool.
how Oprah does her thing. So
Yeah.
she sort of does that. She's like a psychiatrist. So she does like mental health
Talks.
stuff and things for like the country basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, she does that, and that's like my connection there still. I actually haven't been back there since I came.
Okay, I was gonna ask if you've been.
No,
if you
I
go.
haven't. But my family go, like my parents go there and whatnot. But I really need to go back.
Yeah, that would be like, it's
Yeah. So I mean, when I was there, I actually still have like vivid memories that I remember. I think it being like an island. It was, now it's a lot more developed. At that time, it's like, you might get robbed, you might get a gun to you.
Is
like-
it dangerous?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not anymore. I think
Yeah.
it's more like tourist safe now. But before, for sure. Like, yeah, like you probably gonna get robbed.
You get robbed.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know. Do you know, I actually have no concept of what it's like there. I realize.
know,
I think it's
and-
because we don't. Are there a lot of people that are from PNG that live in Australia?
In Brisbane, in Queensland.
Okay.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why, like, when you're not around enough
Yeah.
of that, like, ethnicity, you don't really know.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, which is why I really love to represent Papua New Guinea and, like, I want to take my music there too, is because I feel like that land and country needs more, sometimes culture can be, like, taken away or suppressed, and I feel like that is a little bit the case there. So I feel like, yeah, I just want to connect with them more and do something for them.
Yeah. With
Yeah.
of course, it's also like you feel like that's your people as well,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Is it common, because you are also Sri Lankan?
Yes.
Is that common to have Sri Lankan people living in PNG?
I think so.
Yeah?
I think so.
Because I hear the Fijian Indian.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never heard of, like, it's interesting how
It's
people
not-
travel over.
Yeah, it's not like a thing.
Yeah.
But like I think definitely people do migrate. A lot of people migrate to Papua New Guinea for work and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So another thing I wanted to talk to you about was your Dear Thames dedication. Why'd you say like that?
Because it's soon. It's like I know I got work to do.
Okay. I was like, what was that? So talk about that. You're gonna be having is that your main show in Melbourne? Is that gonna be, or your show in Sydney and Melbourne?
Yeah.
Is that going to be the dedication?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so I'm assuming Thames is an artist that really inspires you.
For sure. And she's
Okay.
coming next month.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. She definitely is an artist that inspires me. Like Thames, Beyonce, Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, the OGs.
The OGs, yeah.
And Janae Aiko, they're like
Yeah.
my top.
Well, it's the OGs, and Thames is like new, don't you think?
Yeah, she is new. Like, so it's like her along with the
With
OGs.
the OGs, yeah.
But it's like, when an artist is that good,
Yeah.
that they're just automatically in that.
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
get you.
It's
I
like-
do. I feel like Thames gives like this, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word when you feel like nostalgic?
Yeah.
You know
for
what I mean? Like,
sure.
I don't feel like she gives me this new age artist vibe at all.
No.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't be listening to new age artists like
No?
that. No, like here and there, but I feel like things get lost so much in doing things for social media and for TikTok and all this stuff that it's like, you know what I mean? Like,
And and how do you feel as an artist? Actually, how do you feel about social media and like the way that artists can kind of quickly rise to fame? Because
I
we're
think
we're seeing that a lot.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's really good because people want that and they can utilize that in a way that, suits them and their brand.
Yeah.
So I think it's really great. But it's just like, I don't resonate so much with like fast music and like fast art. You know what I mean?
and like just kind of in and out type of thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because
That's
it does feel like, I don't know, you've got like the ice spices. It's weird because it's like they kind of rise.
Yeah.
They have their moment.
Yeah.
And then it kind of goes flat.
yeah.
Do you feel that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think she still stands. It's like she's made her place, and I love that it's just what it is like it really caters to the new generation and like the younger generation,
Yeah.
you know. And it's cool because it's like a girl doing her thing. That's like the brand.
That's
you know?
that's the part where it's like you can support because it's girls on like girls
Yeah.
doing it. But do you know what, for me, I feel like I see a lot of them come up because you've even got it's like a lot of, I wouldn't say one hit wonders. I think the artists are very talented.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think like you've got the girl who sung People, the other girl who did a song called what was that song that she did? And it was like she was promoting it for a really long time. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Is it an Afrobeat song?
It's like a love song. Anyway, you would know it if I played it for you because it was and it's like, what is it you see? Da-na-na-na-na. I can't sing. I'm not a singer.
I don't know. Maybe I haven't.
Anyway, my point is, I feel like these artists come and they have their moment, and then it takes away from, like, I think back in the day, the way we grew up is like you've got artists that come and they create bodies of work and they're kind of there for a long time, not just like a period of time.
Yeah.
And then they have that I don't know, it's like you kind of have your place in the entertainment space. Like people know who you are for a long time. Whereas now I feel like you'll make a song, it'll blow up on TikTok, you'll have your moment, and then you're kind of famous, but it's like, what's happening? Do you get me?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you ever feel, like, how, as an artist, like, how do you, I know, you said it's a good thing, but do you feel like...
Well, that's why I say I love the OGs. Like, for example, Nicki Minaj as a female rapper, in comparison to, like, a lot of new female rappers. I'm not comparing anyone, but, like, she has been standing there for how many years? Giving quality, giving projects, working with so many artists, doing shows. Like, it's like that person has their place.
Yeah.
And it's solid. And that's why their fan base is like, goes so hard for them too, you know? And the way, for example, that she makes her music and writes, it's like real art. Yeah. As opposed to like something for being done for a trend. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. Or being done for like a viral moment. Yeah. Things like that. Yeah, I hear it. So so this dedication to Thames. Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about what we can expect from it?
Definitely me singing Thames songs.
Love that. Do you have a favorite?
I think it was the first project. There's I almost love every song on there. Like The Key is probably my favorite song because I feel like it just like applies to my life. Yeah. So yeah, that's probably my favorite song from her. But what will I be doing? Just making it my own. Obviously performing like to the Sydney crowd for the first time and to people that know me, that have known me as in other ways, like as a dancer and have like supported my music, but now they're seeing me live, you know? So yeah.
Are you gonna be sprinkling your own music into it as well? Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing like a mix of, because I have 2 tracks out right now. And probably one more by the end of the year. But definitely like unreleased music mixed with Thames songs, and I'm performing with a live band. So yeah, we're just gonna be putting that all together.
I know that there's gonna be a supporting act, or the opening act is gonna be Solly for Thames's music video. Yes. How do you feel like, I mean, like seeing local artists like her, how does that make you feel?
It's like Solly is amazing. I've known or like followed her since I was a dancer, and I remember when I was dancing, she was like opening as an artist, and that's when I couldn't sing. So I would admire like how she performs and how she flows with the music too. So it's really good because this country needs like female artists like that, you know, that quality. So yeah, it's really nice.
I also think we just need more local artists collaborating with international artists, and that's like on so many levels, you know, because I think that Australia, again, it's like such an untapped market. And people come to this country and they just feel like they do their thing, they kind of give us the content or give us the entertainment and then they dip.
Yeah,
But it's like
exactly.
there are actually there's a lot of local talent that just we don't have the platform. And so, you know, when I see things like that, like that's also a really, like, it could be a great opportunity for you one day to be the person doing that.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
One more thing I wanted to ask you about was I heard you speak on an interview and you were talking about how spiritual music is for you. And I was interested in that because I want to know, like, I think everybody has their own understanding of what that means.
Yeah.
So for you, when you said it's you're very spiritual and you don't think that your music could be great unless you were, what does that mean?
For example, like when I first started writing music, you said like, where did it come from?
Yeah.
Like it's literally because, for example, I moved out in like 2020 or something, and I was in my own space, just by myself. I was able to make it like my own creative space and just, what I wanted around me. And I feel like then I was able to connect to myself fully. And from that, I was able to connect to my creativity. So, and also I feel like I've been on a spiritual journey like my whole life since I was way younger. So
what do you mean by that?
Well, my family is naturally just like we're Hindu and Christian and Buddhist.
Oh,
so
really?
Yeah, so it's like I've been surrounded by that since I was younger.
Yeah. Has that made it hard for you to kind of pick or like, I guess, choose with the religion that you want to kind of devote yourself to?
No, not really, because I just am everything.
Yeah.
Like I just find the parts of each that I connect with.
Yeah.
And they're all different, but they're all connected, like in the bigger picture, you know? So yeah, it's like from that, when I was like with myself, I meditate a lot. I've been meditating since I was like 14. So I think from that, I was able to then like get lyrics and get melodies in that same way. If that makes sense. And that's sort of how I make my music.
Yeah, that's like amazing. And I always say, I had this conversation with someone on the last week's podcast, and I was talking about how in the creative industry, I think mainly in this space, you really need to know who you are.
Oh, for sure.
And because it can either swallow you up really quickly or you come across a lot of different personalities and people, and we're all just trying to be the best version of ourselves and really excel in what we're doing. And this is a space that is so testing. And it will test you and your morals and your, you know what I mean, your values and who you are. So you need to know who you are.
For sure.
So in a way, like I fully understand like why you need to be connected to yourself spiritually, and also just like why you need to know yourself and like always reflect and kind of come back to yourself, because this is a crazy industry.
It's so crazy. Like you can, especially as a female too, like you can't easily get lost in the sauce.
Girl.
If you don't have like a grounding.
Or like a solid support system. That's why at the start I asked you, like when you first came into the scene, was it hard for you to find like those authentic connections? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, when I first was in the scene, I was 17, 18 as a dancer. I feel like I was so naive. Like, I was just so nice to everybody. I didn't understand like I didn't understand jealousy. I didn't understand like
you're just happy to be here.
I just was happy that I was able to be a dancer and do what I liked, and that was literally it. Then I think after like a year or two, I was like, oh, I think people have a problem with me. Like, and I was trying to fathom that, like, so. But then you gotta learn those things and go through those lessons and just understand that that's just people. That's just how life works, and all you can do is just what makes you feel good. Don't react in a way that isn't naturally how you are.
Yeah, I agree with that fully. And I feel like sometimes it's okay to be. I actually feel like sometimes it's okay to be the villain in someone else's story. For sure. I used to be so okay with not okay. I used to want to be cool with people. Like I just wanted to be like on good terms, you know what I mean? But sometimes you just can't help the way people are and people move, and so it's okay for you
and you
to
can't
be
want to please everybody,
Absolutely.
especially in this industry. It's not like that.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier how like you really want to take your work international and you want to work with artists as well that are like obviously international. So
Yeah.
are there any artists you have your eyes on?
I guess many.
Yeah.
Obviously, like I love Afrobeats. So, Davido, Iris Star,
Arista would be
Tams.
amazing.
Yeah,
Tams, yeah.
like the people killing it right now.
Afrobeats is really taking over.
It really is, and
Yeah.
I'm so happy because the sound of like Afrobeats, like the actual beat, is like just so amazing. The drums and all that I just am so in love with it.
Yeah, I love it. That's exciting though. I would love to see you do something with Thames.
Oh,
I would love. I'm there for that. It's happening
for sure.
I'm putting it to the universe for you, girl.
sure.
But also, how important is it for you to be in the rooms with execs, like outside of being an artist and doing the work? If you were to like flip that on the other end, yeah.
I love it so much. Like I've always had the vision of myself being not like just an artist, but being like on the business side too, because it's like music is something I'm passionate about, and I do love like business and marketing and all that stuff too. So like I feel like it is manifesting, like, being we did a thing with Google with Tunde, and that was really cool, being in that room and like hearing music being spoken about like from the business side, and also like with YouTube Music, and then we were with Tega from Maven Records the other day, which was so amazing because I love Maven. Like when I tell you that time period that I was listening to just Afrobeats for like freaking 4 or 5 years, I was obsessed with like all the songs from Don Jazzy and Maven. So it's so cool and I've always felt connected to it like spiritually, literally. So it's so cool to like see all that coming.
That's so exciting. I'm really like excited for Australia.
Yeah,
like I feel
same.
like for a long time I'm always hearing these conversations happening in the US or the UK, but now I feel like the world is starting to see that it's a very like untapped market, and they're bringing that over here.
For sure.
So like even hearing conversations like that to me is like, oh, okay, this is happening in Australia. Like I'm really excited to see where we're gonna be in the next 5 years.
And it's literally what's happening. I feel like those people like want to do something with this space, with this country, like because there's a lot of talent here.
There's a lot of talent here.
There's a lot of potential. It's just the right people making the right moves,
But I wanted to also ask you about your new music. What can we expect?
I will, before the end of the year, probably put out one more single.
Yeah.
We have like a really cool creative idea. I love colorful stuff.
Yeah.
I love like the whole like kawaii and like all those like the Japanese sort of like look and all those things.
You really are a beach girl. You're an island girl.
Yeah, literally island girl vibes, So we're gonna do like probably a campaign with that sort of vibe before the end of the year for my next song. And then early next year probably a project or something like that.
Exciting.
So
Cool. I'm excited for the show. Can you remind us again when it's gonna be in Melbourne?
In Melbourne, it is on the 27th.
On the 27th?
Yeah.
27th of October, by the way. So just for people to know that.
Yeah.
We're going to jump into the bitter or sweet segment.
Cool.
Okay, so we have a few games that we play. And the first one is called bitter or sweet. So I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you a couple scenarios, and then we're going to talk about that. Also, your nails. Can I see it, girl?
I love your nails.
Thank
That's
you.
So cool.
This is Sets by Seta in the West.
I love it.
Shout out to her. She's really good.
That's so
Can I see yours? Who does your nails?
Kimmy Nail Art from Sydney. She's been doing my nails for years.
Okay, you need to plug her because I need
Sydney?
someone to go to when I'm in Sydney.
Yeah, me and my nail tech, like I think it was a couple of years ago, because she's sort of known the journey that I'm on, and she's like a friend to me too. And I was like, oh my God, like, because we'll just create the sets like on the spot.
Oh,
and
wow.
And then people will love it, and then like her other clients will come in and want those sets. So I was like, we have to when I'm doing merch and stuff, make it like a thing, like press on sets or
Yeah.
whatever. And yeah, I would so love that.
I would
So
buy that. That's so nice. That's it. And
Yeah.
press on nails are it's such a thing now.
Yeah, I actually haven't done press on nails, but like I think it comes in very handy.
I want to start doing it because I just feel like I'm so busy.
Yeah.
And to sit at a nail salon for like 3 hours.
I know, right?
It's just a lot of my time when I
Yeah.
feel like I could really just have like a basic set for my like normal day-to-day type of
Yeah.
thing. And then when I'm going out,
Yeah.
have like
I just don't know if it'll be annoying and fall off. That's the only reason I haven't.
we have to get the glue. I haven't used it yet, but I heard that there's like proper glue
that
that's
actually
just
it would just stay on.
it's like cement.
Right.
I don't know how
Well,
good it is for your actual nail beds, but
Yeah.
it's yeah.
Yeah, that's the only reason I haven't tried them. I'm like, if they be falling off, it's gonna annoy me.
Yeah, it's gonna piss
So-
me off, and it's
yeah.
just it's not cute. All right, so bitter or sweet? Basically, I give you a scenario. Bitter means you disagree. Sweet means you agree.
Okay.
Okay. So first scenario here is bitter or sweet, rekindling old friendships.
I'd say bitter.
Ooh, I think yeah.
Like it's done. Like you don't gotta like you can hey yeah what's up. You don't gotta
Yeah, we can be high by,
yeah.
but it also depends how and why. What happened?
Yes, that's true.
If it's like we just kind of fizzled out,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like we fizzled out, things
Yeah.
just didn't work out, then that's fine.
Yeah.
And then we see each other again and maybe we're a different lot. You know what I mean?
sure,
But if it's
yeah.
like something happened,
Yeah.
it's just let's just call it what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I feel the same.
So yeah, you wouldn't rekindle?
No, I don't think I've ever done that before.
Are you the same with relationships?
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
You're not the spin the block type of girl.
No.
Okay. Okay.
When it's bye, it's bye.
Yeah. All right, next one is staying friends with your ex, bitter or sweet?
I don't know. What do you think?
It's so hard for me. I'm going to say I'm going to say
I feel like it's
bitter.
bittersweet.
It's bitter. It's bittersweet. Because
Yeah.
again, it depends. Like
Yeah, it
if we ended on bad terms,
Yeah.
I'm so quick to cut off.
Yeah.
Like it actually is not a question.
Yeah.
But there's some situations where I feel like there's actually a lot of love there. It was just wrong timing.
Right.
And for me, I just feel like in those situations, I don't think we could be friends.
yeah.
But I have a lot of love for you. But I
Yeah.
don't think we could, like, I can't call you, let's go out for dinner, let's get a coffee. That's not going to happen.
No.
Because
no.
then it's like, I'm going to start seeing you with a new, like, it's just not going to work out.
Yeah.
You'll see me move on. I'll see you, like, old feelings come up. Actually,
Yeah.
it's just bitter. It's just straight bitter. There's no sweet about it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done that.
Yeah.
Like friends, like seeing someone that's like in the same space as like an acquaintance, like whatever.
Yeah.
But I would not be friends.
Not friends with them.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Cause like I mean, you obviously did something that.
What if they didn't do anything?
Oh, then look, some people like I do have friends that are able to be friends with
Yeah.
their exes. Everyone's different. I don't think I would be like.
Are you a very emotional person? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're the same. Do you
Yeah.
feel like it's like you can't compartmentalize? Like you can't separate the two?
Yeah, I guess so.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we had history,
Yeah.
but now we don't. And the feelings are gone, but I can't be your
Yeah.
friend. Yeah.
I feel like most people would be like that.
No, I know
Oh,
people that aren't. I know people
so-
that can just like switch off and be like, that's just not what it is anymore.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Nah.
All right, let's move on to the final segment. So this segment is the dilemma segment. Every week
Okay.
we get our listeners to send us dilemmas. This one is a bit of a long one, but let's get into it. I went to an event and this cute guy kept eagerly popping up and trying to talk to me. Usually I'm pretty reserved, but since I was new to the city and trying to expand my network, interesting choice of words, I engaged with him. After the event, I ran into him a couple of times and he would always act really friendly and try to prolong the conversation. But since I was very skeptical of his eagerness, I avoided him. But even after a couple of months, whenever I saw him, he would wave at me from a distance. Eventually, I went up to speak to him We had a nice conversation and exchanged socials. He eventually asked me to get a bite, which ended up not happening, and he started acting hot and cold. Unfortunately, very quickly, I started getting really caught up in the situation, wondering why he wasn't replying. He was so interested before. Did I do something? I was really sick of the confusion, so I ended up asking him to go get some food whenever he was free, with the intention of letting this situation go if it didn't go well. We planned to meet that day, the day after. When tomorrow came, he was texting me throughout the day and said he didn't know of any good places, so he wanted me to pick the place. I don't like that. Okay, I don't like that. I didn't really think much of it, but once I had picked the place, I sent it to him and said that I was on my way. He then texted me saying, "Sorry, I can't make it," and asked if I was free later.
What? Okay.
I said no, and we haven't spoken after that. Even though I know he was just trying to play me, I can't help but feel bad about it. I'm usually very cautious about the people that I interact with because I experience a lot of anxiety and rumination. I know such situations are common, but I just keep thinking about how naive I was, how I didn't trust my gut, and even though I knew something was off, I kept going back to the situation. I was wondering if you guys have experienced something similar.
Over how long was this?
I don't think it was that long. I think it was, so she met a guy and then she ran into him again, and then it looks like a couple of months. So it would have been a few months.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever experienced something like that?
I guess, but like as soon as someone's being like a bit flaky, like you just keep your energy. You don't chase it, you know. And obviously, I feel like because I am an emotional person, maybe when I was younger or something, I've like done that, like chased people or had like my heart break in that way.
Yeah.
But it's very normal. Like it's people are people.
Yeah. I feel like my analysis of this situation is that she doesn't even like him like that.
No.
But because I've had a situation like this to me, and it happened to me where not that I was talking to someone, but I saw someone out, and before that they were interested, and then I was like not interested because they were way too nonchalant for me. Like I need to know you are interested in me. I don't like a one hey, give me the energy, you know.
Yeah,
so because I didn't get that energy, I was like not interested. But then I saw them out again, and I was like, okay, like, could this be like, you know what I mean? Like, I was just like, oh, this is random, whatever. And again, I got that nonchalant energy. But not even, like, it took them a while to even message me.
Yeah.
I don't want them. I don't really care for it. But it's more like, now that you don't have them and now that they are not acting like they want you, it's ego. It's all ego, babe. And that's what I want to say to her. Like, it's the feeling of like, you wanted me before, you're acting like you don't want me now. It now becomes a you problem. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like, yeah, when I read that, it doesn't look like you want him. It just looks like this guy looks like he's just playing a game.
Yeah.
And it happens to everyone.
Yeah, it does.
But I just think the feeling bad is like is probably an ego thing. More than it is like anything else.
It's a learning curve. Now you know not to do that again.
To let people in. But you just never know, because she was cautious the whole time.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like once you start getting the red flags at the start, just cut it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And yeah. It's like I've dealt with nonchalant people or like that sort of thing, and like I've actually liked them.
I was gonna say, you give me very nonchalant vibes though. Are you very nonchalant?
Right, like it may be in public.
Yeah, okay.
But I feel like no. I don't know, maybe I'm both.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely very like, if I like someone, then like you'll know that I do.
Okay. But you're not all the way lover girl.
No, I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's maybe just like because I'm so much of that, just like in like public or whatever, I'm just real chill.
You're chill. Okay.
But yeah, I've dealt with like nonchalant people, and it's when you're a lover girl, it's just it's too hard.
Yeah.
It's not good for you.
Yeah. When you're too much of it, when you wear your heart on your sleeve.
Yeah.
And be too emotional, which I feel like I've been before.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not good.
Or you gotta find the right person that matches that.
Or you just gotta. I have a friend who gets to know the person so well before she falls for them. She's like,
Yeah.
I want to know you as a
I need to
friend.
learn
I need
how
to know
to
your
do that
history. I need to know
Yeah.
and I'm like, why are you asking this guy so many questions?
No,
And
it's
she's like, I need
good.
to know. And
Yeah.
it is good because why am I gonna fall in love with you and then find out like these red flags?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like females gotta learn how to do that because we are emotional people and we're quick to like, you know, have that love fantasy and like
We have to be cautious. But I love us for being emotional.
yeah.
I'm here for
you
it.
got
Emotions are a
to.
good thing.
You got to in a world of cold people.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for jumping on. This was fun.
Thank you so much, Montana. It has been so lovely.
Yeah, I had a great time with you. Let
Yeah.
people know where they can find you on socials.
You can find me on Instagram, Lihini Rose, Lihini Rose, Rose, and all my links to everything else is there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'll put all the like descriptions in the show notes.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you have a dilemma as well, please send them through to all the links in our bios for you guys to send that through. And make sure you comment, you subscribe, you follow us, give us a rating on Spotify because that's what's helping the channel grow and we love it. Thank you again, sis.
Thank
it
you
was so good to
much.
have you.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you
for
guys
having
next
me.
week. Bye.